Hey up YouTube, here we are down in my cellar. We're just testing some injectors tonight. We've got, I just thought I'd share with everyone what I know about testing these injectors. I'll show you what we've got. Right. We'll start off with, we've got the Bosch FSA 050. This is a mega tester. It's we use this for testing the actuator resistance in the Bosch Piezos and the Siemens Piezos. This is my multimeter. I use this for checking resistance. I use it for checking DC volts. I use it for checking amps, milliamps. Yeah, so that's that. And then we've got this little capacitance tester. We use this for the Piezos. And then we've got another insulation tester, insulation resistance tester. We'll be using this as well. And the injectors we've got some 120 Bosch. These are Cummins. These are out of a Iveco Tector Cummins. We've got another 120 Bosch injector. This is a I think this is Volvo. I think it's out of a bus, that. And then we've got another one. This is I think this is out of an excavator. I think it's a not sure what that is. And then we've got some Bosch Piezos. These are Mercedes Vito Piezos. I test a few of these for a lad in Wakefield. All he does is break Merc Vitos. He brings his injectors down to me. I test them. I electrically test them. I can test the spray pattern, the nozzle opening pressure, the pressure drop. I give him a printout, put them in a clean bag for him, and he's happy. He sells them on. He sells them on as used injectors. We've got some Siemens Piezo, and we've got this is a Merc Vito as well. This is but this is the solenoid type. So we'll start off with the Bosch Piezo. Yeah, what you need to know about these for starters, if you're testing these at home, you know, if you've got yourself a multimeter, if you know, you wanted to carry out some of these tests, you want to make sure you never disconnect the electrical plug from the injector while the engine's running. You can end up doing some serious damage. Also, the injectors, they operate at voltages up to 200 volts. Care should be taken. I mean, you don't really want to be touching these plugs. You know, sometimes they can be a bit tricky to get off anyway. You know, you go in there trying to pull the plug off. You don't want to get an electric shock. Also, these injectors, they have a signal to open the nozzle, and they have a signal to close it. So if you pull that plug off while this is in the open state, it's going to stay open, and it's just going to lash fuel, neat clean fuel, into the cylinder, and it's going to do it's either going to hydrolock the cylinder, or it's going to burn a hole in the piston. It's going to do some right damage. So never disconnect these plugs. The Bosch Piezo the same. Any Piezo injector, never disconnect them while the engine's running. So what we'll do first, we'll test. We'll do the actuator resistance test. Yeah, so start with Bosch. So select 100 volts, DAR, hit test, and this one's failed. Straight away it's failed. This one's got a dead short. I'll show you now what a good one should do. So that's a fail. Again, select 100 volts and then we hit the test button. There we go, straight up to 105 volts, and we're getting 180 kilo ohms, which is exactly what we want. That's a good injector. Electrically, this is a good injector. I mean, all these injectors, they will have failed somewhere down the line. I mean, this one, it's probably leaking back straight out the leak off line. That's why it's in that box. So yeah, electrically it's passed the test, the actuator resistance load test. We have got more tests we can carry out. We can do a capacitance test. Select capacitance. Now this is the bad injector. What we want to be, the figures we want to be hitting, the capacitance, we should be getting between 2.1 and 3.1 microfarads, whereas here we're getting 0.05. So this one, it's knackered, this injector. Electrically, it's probably got a dead short. We'll check this one. This is a better one. I'll plug it in. There we go. 2.55 microfarads, which is well within. Again, 2.1 to 3.1 microfarads. They're the specs. So electrically, that's a good one. Right, so we'll test. We'll try a Siemens. So the Siemens, the polarity is the opposite to